Welcome to this platform. Let us look at one of the questions that came in 2024, that is under trigonometry. So now here is the question. In a triangle PQR, PQ is equals to 16.1 meter. QPR or angle QPR is equals to 42. PQR is equals to 53 degree. The question is, calculate the length of V, or the first question here is calculate the length of QR, this length here. Okay? Now, since this is trigonometry, two of the rules that you can use to answer questions here, depending with the condition. And that is what is important for you to determine the condition before you even start answering the questions. So two of the rules are sine rule and cosine rule. Now, let us look at what is given here. What you are given is the angle and of course the side. So two angles on the side. When you are given such, this condition satisfy sine rule. So in other words, you are going to use what you call sine rule. Then another condition when you can use sine rule is when you have two sides with the angle that is not included. So which means you have two sides and of course the angle that is not included. Now the angle that is included is the angle that is between, let's say this is the angle that is between two sides is the one that is included. Well, let me just use the same original diagram. If I was to put 10 meter here, this angle 42 will be an included angle because it is between two sides. So in that case, we don't use sine rule. Instead, you can resort to use another rule, which is cosine rule. Unless this angle was not here and you have this angle here, 53, in that case you can use sine rule because you find that 53 is not between n two sides, therefore it's a non-included angle. And this is when you use sine rule. So sine rule, when you have two angles and the side, two sides and the angle that is not included, that is when you use sine rule. Now, if we are to have a triangle like this, just trying to bring in the general sine rule, let's say you have a triangle ABC. The opposite side here is small letter c. The opposite side here is small letter a. The opposite side there is small letter b. Now, the small letters represent length. The capital letter represent angles. So sine rule generally is a over sine a equals to b over sine b equal to c divide sine c. So these sine are angles and of course on top the small letters, which are length. If you want to find the length of n of a side, you are going to pick two of the parts of this formula. Make sure that the one that you are picking, the one that has what you're finding, has the angle, let's say you're finding the length, but the other part should have everything, the length and the angle. That is how you pick them. So let us look at the question. Find the length QR. Now here, the general one that we are using A and C, but we are going to modify it and put the letters that we are given in the question. So we are finding QR. Now QR, if we are to point at this QR, you find that the small letter P. Then this Q here, this side is a small letter Q. Then of course the other side is small letter R. Now you want to find P. So we are going to have P over sine P equal to, I said the side that you are using, for the other side it has or needs to have everything. Now look at this. P has the angle, so sine P, we have it. Sine P or sine P is sine P is equals to 42. So this is 42 degrees. So it's going to be sine 45. Is it 45? 42. So that is the angle. P as the angle is 42. So sine 42. We have the angle for P. So you can say P over sine 42. Now, which other side has the side and the angle? It happened that R does not have the angle, but it has the side. Now, what do we do here? Because it's only R that we can use. We cannot use Q because Q only has the angle the side does not have. So it is difficult to find the side. Then we come to than finding the angle, in other words. So what I'm saying is that we can easily find the angle R and use it to find the, I mean use it in this case than finding the side Q, so that we can use Q over sine Q. I guess you've picked that. So how do we find the angle R here? So you know that total angles in a triangle add up to 180. So you're going to say 42 plus 53 plus, let us put x for the angle that we do not know. And this is called 180. Total angles in a triangle is equals to 180. So you are adding 42 plus 53. This should be able to give us 95 plus x is equals to 180. Now, this is just the same as x is equals to 180 minus 95. 180 minus 95 is, what is the answer to this one? 180 minus 95 should be able to give us 85, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, should be able to give us 85. So 180 minus 95. Yeah, the answer is 85. So this angle is 85. Therefore, we can use this angle and the side, that part, to find P. So you're going to say R over sine R. So in this case, this other part, if we were to rewrite it now, it's going to be P over sine 42 equal to R is 16.1 over sine 85. Here we cross multiply. So we are going to multiply this and this by that. So you're going to have P sine 85 is equals to 16.1 multiply sine 42. So we want to find P. So we can divide, to get rid of sine this side, we can divide sine 40 or sine 85. So sine 85 divide sine 85. So this goes, P is equals to, so P is equals to 16.1 multiply sine 42 divide sine 85. Okay, I'm getting 10.8141538. So I hope that is what you're getting as well. Confirm as you go through this. So here is just the same as 10.8 meter. Okay, so that is the length P. So this P is 10.8 meter. All right, so that is how you find the length using sine rule. Now, this is the first question. How about the second question here? Let me just put it here. Find the area of the triangle PQR. Now, the area of the triangle PQR, you know that this triangle is a non-right angle triangle, so area is equals to, you use two sides and an included angle. So here the two sides that we are going to use is R and P. So we write it as 1 over 2 R P. Then sine Q, because Q is an included angle. So look at this, area of a triangle PQR. So RP sine Q. Then this one you can just punch 0.5, or you can put 0.5 so that you just multiply direct. Multiply by, what is R? 16.1 multiply by 10.8 multiply by, that is sine. Okay, Let me just create more space here. Let me just write it in order here so that the place is too congested. So I'm trying to remove some things so that we can see it clearly. I hope up to this point you are following. So please, I have some recordings already available that is on this. This is not the first one on sine rule. So this one I'll bring it here. Area is equals to half RP sine Q. So we are saying this is just the same as 0.5 so that you don't make a mistake. If you want, you can write it as, you can divide 2 at the end. But if you put 0.5 multiplied by R is 16.1 multiplied by P is 10.8 multiplied by sine, that is sine what? Sine Q, which is 53. So if you are to punch on the calculator here, you are going to find 0.5 multiply 16.1 multiply 10.8, then sine 53. I'm finding 69. So kindly confirm as we go through. 69.43337124. The units for area here we have meter, so it will be meter square. Rounding off, this one is going to be 69.4 meter square. So this is the area. Then the third question is find the shortest distance. So the shortest distance is height. Now, from where to where? Pay attention. So find the shortest distance. Let me just try to remove this so that we decongest this part. Find the shortest distance from what? From R to Q. So you are starting from R, all this up to PQ. So this is our B. Okay? This is our height. So how do you find it? So the easy way, you can go for the one where shortest distance is already made the subject. So equal to 2A over B. So just multiply the area times 2, then divide the B, which is this part. Okay? So when you say R to PQ, so PQ is your B. So here, if we are to replace, we are going to say 2 multiplied by 69.4 divide, what is that? 16.1. So multiply by 2 divide 16.1. So the answer that I'm finding here is 8.62256252. Okay, 62526. So 0.625263509. This is the meter. So rounding off, this one is going to be 8.6 meters. So this is the shortest distance. Okay, I hope we're moving together. Now, another question that we can look at here is solve the equation. That is for the trigonometric equation. Solve the equation. 6 sine theta is equals to negative 3. How do we answer this question? So 6 sine theta is equals to negative 3. So the first part is you need to divide by 6, divide by 6. So in other words, you're going to have sine theta is equals to negative 0.5. Now, this one you need to know about the trigonometric, the ratios, that is sine, cosine, and tan. So if we were to put up a quadrant, you know that angles are measured in the anti-clockwise. So this is the 0 part, 0 degree. This is 90. This is 180. This is 270. Coming here, it is 360. So starting from this point, going this side. So here in terms of these ratios, in the first one, all are positive. Then the second one, only sine is positive, only tan is positive, and here cosine is positive. So now, here, if you are given such a question, the first thing, you want to find the reference angle. So after dividing like this, find the reference angle of this. Okay, so you are not going to punch a negative, but instead you are going to go for theta is equals to sine inverse 0.5. Find the positive value. Okay, find the angle for the positive value. So if you punch, for it to appear like that, you need to punch shift sine 0.5 equal to, I'm able to find, or I'm finding theta to be equal to 30. So this is the reference angle, 30 degree. If you punch a negative, let me see what it is giving you. So shift sine negative 0.5 is giving me negative 30. So here you punch the positive one, so it has given me 30. Now this negative in front says, or this negative in front, you need to find the value of sine where the value of theta where sine is negative. In other words, now the range that you are given, as you can see, is from 180 to 360. So within this range, where is sine negative? So from 180 is from here all the way to there. Okay, so it happened that sine here is negative because only tan is positive here. So sine is negative, and also in the third one, sine is negative. So now in the first quadrant, theta is just equal to the angle that you find. So in the first quadrant, if that was the starting range, you're going to just write the same number as the solution. But in the second quadrant, to find the theta is equals to 180 minus the reference angle that you find. Then in the third one is 180 plus the reference angle that you find, that is theta. In the fourth one is theta is equals to 360 minus the reference angle that you found. So since we are dealing with the third one and the fourth one, we are going to say theta is equals to 180. One of the answer for theta is 180 plus the reference, which is 230. I mean 30, which is should be able to give us 210. Then the other one, theta is equals to 360 minus 30, which should be able to give us 330. So these are the two answers to the question. So theta is equals to 210, theta is equals to 330. I hope you've gotten something. The other question is simplify. You are given to simplify. How do you handle this question? So simplify x cubed minus 9x over x plus 3. So the first thing that you want to do is to factorize the top part. So when you factorize, x is common. What remains is x squared minus 9. This is x plus 3. Now, when you look at this one, you can express it in this form. So we are going to put this, then x plus 3, x minus 3 over x plus 3. X plus 3 and x plus 3 can cancel, so you are remaining with x minus 3 as the answer. All right, so that is how you answer the question. And of course, we've come to the end of the presentation. So please, if you are interested to join us for online lessons, you can just call on the number 0976 402563. We also offer physical lessons. Come through. We are found in Kawata, near Kawata Primary School, just along 80th Street. Okay, so our tuitions we have for grade 7 all the way to grade 12, GCE, and also Form 1. Also, the lessons are available. Otherwise, we can end here and see you in the next one.